came crashing down. All around this empty town, we're searching for the lost and found. But you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air, like a blazing flare. Just stare, cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. My darling dear, you're never here. When I'm in pain, you hide and disappear. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so. And now I'm chasing nightmares too. I used to run with you through the great big leaves. Laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe the home was just you and me. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. traveling the mountains just to find the loudest seas. We sat down by the fire, knowing we could aim higher, but we didn't know that yet. So if you want something to hold on to, gotta find it first. But here I am, 'cause I've been laying under palm trees, waiting for the summer, knowing there's nowhere to go. 'Cause I am happy on this island, wanna be my farmland. I don't ever want to leave, I'm in a tropic club. I remember the ocean, memories die out too hard. And we were traveling the mountains just to find the loudest seas. We sat down by the fire, knowing we could aim higher, but we didn't know that yet. So if you want something to hold on to, gotta find it first. But here I am, 'cause I've been laying under palm trees, waiting for the summer, knowing there's nowhere to go. 'Cause I am happy on this island, wanna be my farmland. I don't ever want to leave, I'm in a tropic club. Oh, you make me wanna talk back to you. Say it like that. If I hate you, then find someone new. Baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. Take you like a pill. Then I feel you like a pill to get my fill. No, do me in the worst way. Don't let me sleep, never say you're sorry. Oh, maybe I'll leave, baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. Oh yeah, take you like a pill. Get my fill.
We're going to make sure that they have a safe passage onto the track. So safety car deployed here on lap 5 of this race. Stay tuned, guys. If you're one of the drivers watching this back afterwards, please do drop a like on the video, share this with your friends, family members and otherwise associates. We'll be back very, very shortly for the restart.
Tracking.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies that you couldn't hear us earlier on on the actual stream. I forgot to turn the volume on my Twitch stream, so I've been commentating the whole time. People in the lobby could hear me if anybody's in the game chat, but unfortunately on the stream I was not audible for the first 5 laps. But here we are, we're now back on, thank goodness, and it's Morph here leading us down towards turn 1 as he's trying to get the tyres warmed up, coming up towards the first corner. You got Ben Smith there ahead of Bennett, Boo Boo there running in 4th ahead of A Thompson as Juice is looking around the outside of A Thompson into turn 1. Is he going to get this done? Oh, A Thompson's trying to hang it there. Is Juice Story going to complete that move? No, A Thompson back down the inside for turn 3, but Juice here gets a much better run, gets onto the power. Who's got more ERS? They're pretty much even in terms of their ERS deployment at the moment. Down towards this left-hand chicane they come. And can A Thompson go late on the brakes? Juice is going to try and hang it around the outside, and Juice is still there and just squeezes A Thompson out up into 5th place. Great little battle from those two, and Juice is up into P5, but that was great driving from both of those boys. As we can see, Mark Bowes on the back of HD Baguette here for 9th place. Morph has got a 3-second time penalty. Panicking's on the back of Don't G in the battle for 11th place. You got Skelly trying to put the pressure on Nobby Bootneck at the moment for 13th and 14th places. DK Swan ahead of Karts at the back, whose Karts had a nightmare. He's 7 seconds off at the back of the rest of them, so goodness only knows what has happened to him in the restart here. But currently Juice still got A Thompson trying to get on the back of him here. RL Beast ahead of Dylan. This is a 4-car train here battling over 5th place in this Mexican Grand Prix, the sprint race here for the Dynamic Racing League here on the OG server. And Boo Boo's currently looking to put the pressure on Bennett here down the start finish straight. He pulls out the slipstream looking to the outside. Boo Boo's going to get this done rather routinely, you feel. And obviously Boo Boo pitting under the safety car, still managed to come out pretty high up in the order. Juice the same, obviously pitted in under the safety car, so these two will have fresher tyres than those around them, which will definitely be benefiting them at this point. Don't G's got ahead of Panicking up into 11th place. Skelly has dropped a little bit off at the back of Don't G and Panicking at this point. You've got DK Son currently on the back of Nobby Bootneck. These two currently running in 14th to 15th places, battling it out as Don't G and Panicking side by side. And Panicking just squeezes through ahead of Don't G, but Skelly's going to be watching this unfold in the background, and it's going to be wanting a slice of this action as he's looking, he's waiting, he's probing. As Boo Boo's got ahead of Ben Smith, and Ben Smith's dropping back. What's happened to Ben Smith? Oh, he's on the grass. He must have had him a moment before that, because he's lost 6 places now. He's lost out to Dylan as well, so that's Bennett, Juice, RL Beast, A Thompson, and Dylan all up in position. As we can see, RL Beast and A Thompson side by side, but A Thompson was trying to come at him there. RL Beast has managed to get ahead of A Thompson up into 5th place. As Skelly's got ahead of Don't G, noticing that one on the timing board there. So all sorts going on here in this sprint race. The race has come alive. The first couple of laps weren't that dramatic. There was obviously the safety car, and that has really spiced things up, and now we've got a race in our hands. As A Thompson's got the DRS here on RL Beast. So no, he hasn't, because it's only 2 laps in. So here he goes, 2 laps into the restart, looking to the outside here. RL Beast defends the inside line. Into turn 1 they come. Can RL Beast keep his nose on the inside for turn 2? Still side by side. That'll turn to the outside for turn 3, and RL Beast keeps it there and moves back up the inside into 5th place. But A Thompson will have the better run. No, he's not going to be able to do anything. His straight line speed doesn't seem to be enough. And A Thompson tucks back in for the time being, as Ben Smith has got ahead of Dylan up into 7th place. So that's a nice move there from Ben Smith. Mark Bowe of HD Baguette, Panicking, Skelly all close, all hot on the heels of these guys as they continue to battle it out here on lap 10 of this race. It's all happening right now as RL Beast has got a 3-second time penalty for what I assume is track limit warnings. I said it earlier, and I need to say it. So basically, on this F1 game, what happens is if you do track limits, you get a few warnings that the stewards will say to you, look, right, you need to pack it in, because what you're doing right now is, you're going to get in trouble if you keep doing this. And the stewards will give you a warning, and it'll be like, right, you need to sort this out, you need to stop messing around, you need to start playing by the rules and falling in line. And ultimately, if you start behaving and falling in line, then what will happen is the stewards will be like, okay, look, alright, so you did something wrong, you know you did something wrong, we know you did something wrong, but we can draw a line under it, because we know that now you're obviously making an effort to improve, and you're not cutting the corners anymore, and so therefore it's kind of alright, it's Gucci. So when you get those warnings, you just need to heed those warnings and demonstrate that you're making an effort and that you're falling in line. As we see here, Morph's also after Boo Boo. Boo's into the lead. So Boo Boo's made the move. They're up into P1. Great stuff there from Boo Boo. As we can see Dylan and Mark both side by side. Can he complete that move? Dylan down the inside. Mark Bo's going to try and get a cutback if he can. Is he going to send one into the hairpin? Dylan seems to have completed that move there up into 7th place. So that's a brilliant move there from Dylan. As they actually get some of this action as well, closing in on these guys as they battle it out over 5th place here in this race. 4th even, because this is RL Beast in this train of cars. But Boo Boo leads this race ahead of Morph at the moment, having seized the lead on this lap earlier on in this lap. They got a couple of seconds of a gap to juice. You got RL Beast ahead of A Thompson, Ben Smith, Dylan. There's Mark Bow, HTB get panicking there in 10th ahead of Skelly, and a bit of a gap back to Don't G, who's got Nobby Bootneck a couple of seconds further back from him, and DK Zone with Bennett and Karts at the back at the moment. But Juice has gone ahead of Morph, because Morph is into the pits here at the end of lap 12. So Morph and Ben Smith both into the pits, as we've got double waved yellow flags through sector 3. Not sure what exactly those are in aid of at this particular point. As we can see, RL Beast is on the back of A Thompson here, trying to fight it out for the final podium spot here in this race. Skelly hassling the back of Panicking here. Is he going to look to try and send one? Panicking's on the back of HTB Get. HTB Get's gone deep, but not deep enough. She holds on to her line for the time being. But Dylan there in the pits here at the end of lap 12 nonetheless. Boo Boo's stretching out a bit of a gap here over Juice. He seems to be pretty comfortable there out the front. You got Mark Bow on the back of RL Beast here, as these two continuing to scrap it out for 4th place. Skelly's got ahead of Panicking, so Skelly's moved himself up into 7th place there. We're just noticing that on the time screen as it was getting close, and he literally made that move there and then. Panicking loves the DRS, but Skelly's already gone and he's away. As Mark Bow's on the back of RL Beast still, as these two continue to scrap it out here for 4th place here in this race. Skelly trying to hassle the back of HTB Get. He'll get DRS down the start finish as well, but Mark Bow a little bit closer to RL Beast. Here we go. This could be routine stuff here for Mark Bow. Helping get DRS after he made the move, so great stuff there. Skelly's going to make the move on HTB Get as well, and Skelly there down the inside. The Ferrari's up ahead of the Aston Martin, and Mark Bow's made the move on RL Beast. So 2 position gains in a space of about 200 metres apart, weren't they, those 2 battles? But good stuff there from those 2. As we can see, Morph has got the move done. Bennett up into turn 1, so Morph there up into P12 in this race, and that's a good move there from Morph here in this race. As RL Beast is still on the back of Mark Bow, as these two battled it out for 4th place here in this race. A Thompson has got a 3-second time penalty here for track limit warnings, I would imagine. Oh, as we can see there, Marbo's gone a little bit deeper, and that's allowed RL Beast to sneak up the inside into 4th place. Bennett struggling tonight. What is going on with Bennett? He just can't seem to get into rhythm. He's on the back of DK Zone here. He cuts back to the inside, tried to trick him here a little bit. Playing to the outside, went to the inside. He's going to now make this move. DK Zone gives him the space, and Bennett back up into P12, takes that one back straight away. And Morph is on the back of Nobby Bootneck here, as he's trying to get something done here with him. As they come through the final corner and out onto the start-finish straight, it'll be DRS wide open here for Morph, as he breezes past Nobby Bootneck there up into 10th place, and HG Baguette has lost out to Panicking, so Panicking there up into 7th place, as DK Zone is in the pits here at the end of lap 13. And A Thompson currently on the back of Juice, trying to pressure him into a mistake if he can, but nothing doing at this particular point. Bennett's got ahead of Nobby Bootneck there up into 11th. So Bennett now on the comeback charge in this race after a scrappy couple of laps here for the 2-time champion of the OG League on a Wednesday and a Sunday here on the OG server. And A Thompson's got DRS here on Juice. He'll breeze around him here, and A Thompson's going to make that move rather easily there up into 2nd place. But he's 4.5 seconds behind Boo Boo, so he's got a lot of work to do here, that is for sure. And Morph is running in P10, has got a couple of seconds up the road to Don't G at this particular point. HG Baguette within a second of Panicking at this point. You've got Skelly within 3/10 of RL Beast, as they're now coming out onto the start finish, and Skelly will have to run here down the start finish straight. Can he make this move here on RL Beast? Is he going to have a little feint to the inside? RL Beast doesn't really defend it, and Skelly here he goes to the inside. He's going to make the move very easily indeed. They're up into 4th place. As we see, Ben Smith here he hasn't got DRS on Nobby, so Nobby must have been behind him at the detection point and got ahead of him in between the detection point and the point at which we switched to Nobby. But we can see that Ben Smith's getting a lovely run there out of turn 3, and gets the run here coming up towards the chicane, and Ben Smith has managed to get straight back ahead of Nobby Bootneck there, so Good driving from these two. Good racing here in the closing stages of this sprint race. Juice still clinging to the back of A. Thompson, despite A. Thompson getting ahead of him on the previous lap. He's not exactly left him for dead at this point. Zenmorph now looking to the inside of Don't G. He's going to send one here. Oh, it's a little bit deep, but he gets his stop there. Beautiful move there from Zenmorph up into 9th place. Can Don't G come back at him though? As they'll be coming up on the DRS zone very shortly. Don't G can get a good run come out of here. He might be able to come back with the immediate reply though. I think he's a little bit too far ahead. As Mark Bo's got ahead of RL Beast there up into 5th place. There we go, trackside view of the Red Bull getting ahead of the Williams. Nice move there from Mark Bo. But Juice still ahead of Skelly, but Skelly now pressurising him, looking to the outside, coming up towards the chicane, looking on the timing board. Bennett's got around Don't G up into P10, but Skelly there making a great move there on Juice. Up into 3rd place, can now focus his attention on A. Thompson, who's currently in 2nd place in this race. Boo Boo though just ran off a little bit in this one. He seems to have just stolen the march and just ridden off into the sunset with this race. A really impressive job from Boo Boo over the course of tonight. Enmorph's just picked up a 3-second time penalty by the looks of it for what I would only assume is track limits. Don't G still on the back of Bennett at this point. Panicking, still pressuring RRL Beast here for 6th spot here in this race. Skelly trying to get something done here with A. Thompson. Out of the last corner they come. It'll be DRS open here for Skelly. And here he comes. Look at this. He's got some closing speed here on A. Thompson. A. Thompson might have to defend here. You can see the Ferrari looming ever larger in his mirrors, but turn 1 comes just in time there for A. Thompson. I tell you what, 100 more metres and I reckon that Skelly might have been in send it range, but A. Thompson survives for now. That's DRS once again for the Ferrari, and A. Thompson leaves the door open. Skelly's going to go for the move. Here he goes, sends it up the inside, and the Ferrari there squeezes through. They're Alpine up into 2nd place. Mark Bow on the back of Juice. These two banning out for over 4th and 5th, but Skelly with a great move there into P2, and with 2 laps left to go, can A. Thompson come back at him? RL Beast is on the back of Panicking. You've got Enmorph on the back of HDE Baguette here for 8th place in this race. You've got Ben Smith trying to put the pressure here on Don't G. And Dylan close on the back of DK Zone at the moment, battling it out over 15th place here in this race. A. Thompson though, trying to get something done here with Skelly. And Mark Bow still on the back of Juice here as these two battled it out over 4th and 5th places here. RL Beast is close on Panicking, half a second, sorry, currently separating those two. Enmore on the back of HD Baguette still can't get anything done. Ben Smith looking to try and make the move here on Don't G, but let's go back to the battle here between Skelly and A. Thompson. A. Thompson a little bit too far back here, I think, to make anything happen. He'll get the closing speed up towards turn 1, but he's too far back. As Mark Bow's got ahead of Juice up into 4th, so Mark Bow down the inside there into turn 1. RL Beast is going to send one on Panicking. Can he get it done? He's going to go for it. RL Beast very aggressive, and he loses it there into the wall. He's lost his front wing and he's out of the race. That looked like it was very minimal contact there into the wall. I'm surprised that's a DNF, but RL Beast is out of the race here on the final lap of this race, and he'll be kicking himself with that as he was on for some good points there, and he's just thrown it all down the toilet. As Dylan has out-dragged DK Zone there into turn 1, is up into 14th place here in this race. Boo Boo's got half out left to go. A. Thompson just under a second off of the back of Skelly at this point. You've got Juice there still on the back of Mark Bow. These are really the only battles going on at this point, and they're starting to wither out a little bit, but Skelly's closed the gap to Boo Boo since he got into 2nd place. That could bode well for Skelly come race 2, but Boo Boo coming into the final couple of corners here. First time I've seen him race here on the Motive Racing channel. He is not disappointed. Boo Boo coming out of the last corner is going to take the checkered flag, and he's the winner here for the sprint race at Mexico City for the Dynamic Racing League. Skelly comes over to take 2nd ahead of A. Thompson, who completes the podium. Mark Bow gets it on the... In fact, no, Juice gets it on the penalties. So Mark Bow and A. Thompson both falling foul of the stewards there. Juice gets 3rd and Mark Bow 4th, followed by A. Thompson in 5th. Panicking 6th ahead of HDB gets 7th, followed by Enmorph in 8th. Bennett Knight ahead of Ben Smith in 10th. Don't You takes 11th place in this race. Nobby Bootneck coming out of the last corner will take 12th place in this sprint race. Dylan there, having made the move on DK Zone on the last lap, will come home to take 13th place. ahead of DK Stone there, who will cross the line in 14th. Cart's a little way behind here, will be coming to the final few corners soon, but Dylan there 13th, DK Stone 14th. Cart's here coming through towards the stadium section very, very shortly. Cart's will obviously be very disappointed with how this race has gone, but he's got the feature race to make up for it. As here he comes into the final corner, and around it now comes Cart's P15 here in this race. And that is that for the sprint race here, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned, we'll be back in a couple of minutes for the feature race. Don't go anywhere. Grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a coffee, do what you got to do. If you're one of the drivers watching this back afterwards, please do hit the like, subscribe, share this with your friends, family members and otherwise associates. We'll be back very shortly, guys. See you in a moment. Apologies for that, ladies and gentlemen. We just accidentally readied up for the start of the race. We forgot to press spectate, so we actually ended up on the grid. But here we are, we're back on the action here on the first lap of the feature race. It's Danny Din leading the way ahead of M Morph. You've got RL Beast just behind them, running in third place. Then you've got Bennett LTFC in fourth ahead of Panicking. There's DK Sona followed by A. Thomason. Carlos there ahead of Ben Smith. You've got Juice Dillon, Marpo ahead of Boo Boo. The race winner in the first race, Don't G in 14th. And you've got Boo Boo's the race winner in the first race, followed by Don't G. Nobby Boo neck in 15th ahead of Skelly. And you've got HD Baguette there just behind, as we can see Skelly now getting around the outside of Nobby Boo there. But Nobby Boo's going to try and send one back down the inside. Can't get it done there. Skelly gets up into 15th place. Dillon and Marpo trading places here in this battle for 11th place at the moment. But Marpo wins out in that one through the stadium section. They come here for the first time here in this race, but Danny Din leading the race, and he's got a comfortable gap of 4/10 here as they come over. They come down the start finish straight. M Morph is picking up a big toe here off of Danny Din, but it's not enough really to get him close enough to make a move into turn one. For the time being, Danny Din, where does that storm? RL Beast there. If we can see there, Ashley Bennett's got ahead of RL Beast around the outside. Can he complete the move? He has done, and there we're going to see Panicking up the inside as well. So Panicking there up into fourth place. Bennett there in third, and we can see their carts dropping down the order. You can see Juice, Marpo, and Boo Boo all getting ahead of carts, and we can see Dylan there trying to get around carts. It's around the outside there into 12th place. So that's a great move there from Dylan. As now we see Skelly trying to get around carts as well. Gives them a bit of a tap in the rear as the wheels bang a little bit there. You can see Don't G there coming around the outside of Skelly. Can Don't G complete that move into 14th place? He does so brilliantly there. Don't G up into P14. Danny Din leads so ahead of M Morph. You've got Bennett a second, further back in third place ahead of Panicking. You've got RL Beast ahead of A. Thompson. A. Thompson has got a good run here. Is he going to send one down the inside? Thinks better that one. He's too far back as Juice has been passed by Marpo, and Marpo's now into 9th place here in this race. All going off here in the early stages of this race right now, as A. Thompson's trying to put the pressure on RL Beast as they're coming out of the last corner and up over the start finish line here to start the third lap of the race. A. Thompson's got the DRS here. Oh no, he actually won't have the DRS because it's only the start of the third lap, not the end of the third lap. But M Morph close on Danny Din. A. Thompson though is going to get the closing speed up towards turn one on RL Beast. He's too far back. Ben Smith though looking to try and send one here on DK Stone. He gets that done brilliantly there. And Ben Smith up into P7. Boo Boo's got ahead of Juiced up into P10 as well. So lots going on here. We've got Dylan now on the back of these as A. Thompson has now finally completed that one on RL Beast, and we can see there Bennett is trying to make the move on Panicking side by side. Panicking back down the inside, pushing him wide. Bennett's still there. Bennett's entitled to some space there. Panicking, you can't push him wide like that. Bennett in the end concedes that one, but I imagine he'll be a bit annoyed about that one. See Dylan there's got ahead of Juice there up into 11th place. So Dylan there gaining a position. The Juice is going backwards here after the first race where he looked pretty strong in the first race, but so far in this one he's been not really making much gains. As we can see A. Thompson on the back of Bennett here. Panicking does the fastest lap of the race so far from P3, so he's closing in a little bit now on M Morph and starting to gap Bennett ever so slightly. We've got to apologise for that, my headphones fell off, but Skelly's got ahead of Carts there up into P13, but Carts is still there. Trying it around the outside, Skelly there tugging that inside curve, but Carts is hanging it there around the outside. Skelly still on the inside. Carts holds on for the time being though. In the meantime, the gap at the front between M Morph and Danny Din, half a second. Panicking is coming for both of these two, as Dylan and DK Stone having a bit of a scrap here for P10. DK Stone loses out there to Dylan. Boo Boo's got a 3-second time penalty. I would presume for track limits. Thompson here looking to the inside of Bennett, side by side down towards turn 1, and he's got that move done there as A. Thompson. Great stuff there from him. Ben Smith in the background there ahead of RL Beast. You've got Boo Boo followed by Mark Boat. Dylan there running in 10th place. Juice has got a train of cars behind him right now. As Cart's there defending that line, but Skelly trying everything he can to get around him here. Great racing from all of these drivers here in the early stages of this feature race. Some great action. Danny Din's now got a 3-second time penalty for track limits, so the time penalties are getting handed out willy-nilly here. Stewards are making it up as they go along a little bit right now. It's DRS here for Boo Boo. Is he going to think of sending one here? No, not quite. Boo Boo though looking to try and duck out of the slipstream here. He's going to get the DRS here on RL Beast, but RL Beast has got the slipstream. He's got the DRS off of Ben Smith up ahead of him. As we can see, Carts has come into the pits here at the end of lap 5. Up towards turn 1 we come. Oh, it's Boo Boo there deep. Sorry, Mark Bow. No, it was Boo Boo that was deep. Mark Bodo loses out to Dylan. He was trying to get ahead of Boo Boo and ends up losing the position. Mark Bodo back around the outside of Dylan. And he's going to get that position back unless Dylan sends one here coming into the chicane. No, Mark Bodo gets that move done up into P9. Skelly around the outside of DK Sohn up into P12. Good move. And now we can see Don't G try and get involved in this as well. Has to duck out of that. Boo Boo though within 0.3 of a second of RL Beast at this point. This is absolutely excellent racing, but Boo Boo's just lost out to Mark Bodo and Dylan. What's happened to Boo Boo there? He just got out of it for some reason. I'm not really sure why, to be honest with you. As DK Sohn's got a time penalty now. 3 seconds for multiple track limit warnings. Panicking on the back of N Morph here. Danny Din right with him. A. Thompson looming large in the background. As Master says in the comments, Mr. Commentator, give a shout out to Bennett, representing Purple Sector P1 for the lad. Let's go. He's currently P5 at the moment. Tezza Master, so he's doing a good job as Dylan's got ahead of Mark Bow. Can he complete the move though? Mark Bow holding it on the outside and keeping on to P8 just about. Don't G's got going ahead of DK Sohn there into P1. Sorry, turn 1 should I say. He's got into P13 into turn 1 should I say. And Morph has got ahead of Panicking, but they're side by side for the lead. Panicking squeezed through and he's got the move done there. Panicking up into P1. So Panicking's to gain 2 positions from 3rd into 1st place. Morph though trying to come back at him here on board with the half, but Panicking has taken the lead of this race here in the feature race here at the done of the race. We get RL Beast out of the race. RL Beast has DNF'd, and we have got a safety car here on lap 7. Safety car deployed here at the Dynamic Racing League. We're Panicking leading ahead of Morph. Danny Din in 3rd ahead of A. Thompson, but we're going to go to a very short break here, guys, whilst we're on the safety car. Stay tuned, we'll be back in a moment. Here we are then, guys, getting underway once again for the restart here in Mexico City for the Dynamic Racing League feature race here tonight. Panicking's got a 3-second time penalty there for track limits, I would imagine, but it's currently A. Thompson on the back of M. Morph. M. Morph obviously on the medium tyres. A. Thompson's done a fair old stint on those soft, so that could really be biting him up in a couple of laps time. As you can see, Bennett there ahead of Ben Smith. There you got Juice there, Panicking. Danny Din's got ahead of Dylan there. Has he completed the move though? Dylan trying to keep it there, as we can see there. Getting the move done into turn 2 doesn't necessarily mean that you complete it, but it looks as though Danny Din's done that one up in 7th place. You got Mark Bow there ahead of Boo Boo, followed by Don't G, DK Sone ahead of Nobby Boot there. Cast there on the back of Nobby as they're coming down towards the chicane. He's going to send one, no digs better than that one. He's too far back. HD Baguette running just behind these two at the moment as they're battling it out over 13, 14 and 15 places. But Panicking's got ahead of Juice up into 5th place. Has he done that one? Yes, he has. Enmorph at the front has got a 3/10 of a second gap over A. Thompson at the moment. Still relatively early stage of this feature race, but there's been a few incidents and a few threes on the field so far. Dylan running on the hard tyres, so he's in a good position in terms of the strategy. Drivers who are maybe a bit vulnerable in terms of the strategy, well, A. Thompson is one that stands out, being on the soft tyres. 9-lap-old soft tyres, he's not even leading. So he needs to get his skates on. He really needs to clear them off as soon as he can and try and make the best of those soft tyres while he can. He's probably got about 2 or 3 laps in them before they start to go off. So yeah, A. Thompson needs to get a move on now. He needs to make the move on Enmorph now, or it's pretty much now or never here. But he's got the slipstream, but no DRS this time. Obviously, it's only a lap into this restart. You've got Ben Smith there on the back of Bennett. Has a look for the inside, can't make anything happen there. As Danny Din's got ahead of Juiced up into P6. Nice move there from Danny Din. Looking back, Daniel, it doesn't look like there's too many other moves, any battles really going on at this point. But A. Thompson on the back of Enmorph at the moment. You've got Bennett there in 3rd, ahead of Ben Smith, followed by Panicking. You've got Danny Din running in 6th place ahead of Juice. Dylan there running in 8th place ahead of Mark Bow. You've got Boo Boo there running in P10 ahead of Don't G. DK Sone ahead of Nobby Bootneck. Nobby Bootneck's dropped off to the rest of them a little bit. He's got Carts and HD Baguette running just behind him at the moment though. Ben Smith's got a 3-10 time on it, but Juice has just got one as well. It's better. Panicking's got ahead of Ben Smith. Panicking's done Ben Smith there up into 4th place. A. Thompson though will have to run here on Enmorph coming out onto the start finish straight. No DRS. It says DRS enabled at the top of your screen, but that is a massive lie. It's actually not open this lap. It's actually open on the next DRS zone, which will be midway through the lap. But A. Thompson with the slipstream nonetheless can't make anything happen there coming into turn 1. Bennett there in 3rd, ahead of Panicking. Ben Smith, Danny Din, Juice there ahead of Dylan. Dylan's got Mark looking around his outside. Can Mark Bow get this one done on Dylan? He's going to camp the inside there for that right-hander. Side by side on the exit, and Mark Bow gets the better exit there up into 8th, and Boo Boo follows him through as well. Boo Boo's going to try and get both of them here. Boo Boo looking to the outside of Mark Bow as Mark Bow squeezes him onto the grass. Mark was very aggressive there, and he holds onto the position as a result of it. But Mark Bow there, a bit below the belt, a bit over the line, I've got to say. Wouldn't be surprised if the stewards here at the OG League take a dim view of that one, but he holds on to P8, so I suppose he's got what he wanted in that sense. A. Thompson's still close on the back of Enmorph at this point. You've got Bennett there with Panicking still all over him at the moment. The rest of them filing through in an orderly line at the moment. And Danny Din's got a 3-second time penalty, so Danny Din there falling foul of the race director or stewards once again. A. Thompson though, DRS this time on them more. Look at that speed that the Alpine has got in a straight line compared to the Haas with the DRS wide open. And there goes A. Thompson up into the lead of the race. Great stuff there. Panicking also making a move on Bennett, so the DRS really is showing being used to full effect. But Bennett there back around the outside there and back up into 3rd, and Enmorph's got off. Oh, what's happened to Enmorph? Enmorph's had a big moment. He's dropped down to 12th place. Enmorph there losing position after position after position with the pack so close together. It means that he's lost 11 plays. No. Oh my goodness me. But Ben Smith as well. What's happened to Ben Smith? So Enmorph and Ben Smith both having a nightmare of a moment there. Down to 11th and 12th respectively. Oh my goodness. A. Thompson leads the race by a second and a half at the moment, ahead of Panicking with Bennett there in 3rd. And Mark Bow now trying to put the pressure on Juice, but Dylan's got ahead of Boo Boo up into 7th place. So Boo Boo not having the feature race. As Mark Bow's got ahead of Juice now up into 5th place. Enmorph's got ahead of DK Zone. So good move there from Enmorph into the points paying positions. You've got Nobby Boonek on the back of Ben Smith. Carts and HD Baguette in hot pursuit at the moment. This four-way battle for 12th place. Heating up here on lap 13 of the race. Bennett will have DRS on panicking, but he's too far back to do anything from there. Boo Boo might just have a chance here on Dylan though. As you can see, no, Dylan's got the DRS on Juiced ahead of him, so Boo Boo will get no advantage from that DRS. It's keeping him in this cut of distance. No, he's going to go for it anyway. Boo Boo, they're sending one down the inside. He's done a great move there on Dylan. Boo Boo up into P7. That was a brave move from that far back there, but he's done it fantastically well. Dylan saw him coming, and Boo Boo there up into 7th as we get Bennett still on the back of panicking, still can't make the move here. Boo Boo can now focus his attention on Juice there in P6. Nobby Bootnote there running in P13, has got HD Baguette just behind him at the moment. But plenty of action and lots of drama here well, coming up to the halfway point now, as HD Baguette's got a 3-second time penalty. And it's only Dylan, Doji and Morph without time penalties at this point in the race. That is incredible. That's Boo Boo now looking to the inside and he's out dragging Juice. Brilliant stuff there from Boo Boo. Gets himself into P6 there. Nice move there. As it looks as though A. Thompson's in the pits, and so is Bennett here at the end of lap 14. And we see Juice there is also in. And DK Zone also coming in now as well. So there's 4 drivers into the pits here at the end of lap 14. Mark Bowes still on the back of Danny Din. And Dylan's still trying to hassle the back of Boo Boo. You've got Don't You and Enmorph there right behind him. You've got Nobby Bootneck and HD Baguette also close here on the back of Carts. And Carts is at a moment. Carts is off. Oh no, Carts is lost out. He's lost out to Nobby HD Baguette. He's going to lose out to A. Thompson as well. A. Thompson has pitted for fresh medium tyres and is out in P10 with Carts' spin there. Carts is going to lose out to Bennett. So Bennett there up into 11th place. But Carts there having a major skirmish. Don't G on the back of Dylan, but Dylan trying to hassle Boo Boo here. Boo Boo, so picking his way up the pack now after not the best of openings to this race. He's starting to get into it a little bit. He's coming after the leaders now. Panicking, opening up a bit of a gap. He's got nearly 2 seconds to Danny Din. Mark Bowes still sticking to the back of Danny Din at the moment. Mark Bowes got up into 2nd place there ahead of Danny Din, so that's a nice move there from Mark Bowe. HD Baguette's got ahead of Nobby Bootneck here as well, up into P8. A couple of changes here and there, but Panicking still leads ahead of Mark Bowe and Danny Din, with Boo Boo and Dylan and Don't G very much joining this fight now for 2nd place. And Walk will be on the back of these as well if they're not careful. Nobby still can't find a way through ahead of HD Baguette, but HD Baguette did get ahead of him a few moments ago, so obviously this is a battle that continues on. And Boo Boo's got ahead of Danny Din, so Boo Boo they're up into 3rd place. Can Dylan try and follow him through? They'll all get DRS on each other. This is going to be a big DRS train, which Mark Bowe has managed to escape from, coming through the final sector here. As we jump on board with Don't G. Sorry, with Dylan even, just ahead of Don't G. And Dylan's going to out-drag Danny Din quite easily here down this start-finish straight, and Dylan's going to move himself into 4th place, and if Danny Din's not careful, Don't G's going to get him as well, on board with the McLaren. Danny Din did have DRS actually on Boo Boo ahead, so he's managing to defend here from Don't G, but Don't G looking around the outside of turn 2. As we can see, Nobby Bootneck getting ahead of HD Baguette. Down to turn 1 we come, and he's got that move done there up into 7th. Once again, these two chopping and changing positions. Juice has got ahead of Carts there up into 11th place. Into turn 1, so the Ferrari getting ahead of the Alpha Tauri there. Bennett's got ahead of HD Baguette, and he looks like he might get Nobby as well, so Bennett there out tracking 2 cars in one straight, and Bennett up into 7th place. Great stuff there from the 2-time OG champion. Bennett LCFC putting off an absolute worldie of a pair of overtakes there. Great stuff there from Bennett. Boo Boo's got ahead of Mark Bow up into 2nd place. Good move there from Boo Boo. Don't G still on the back of Dylan at the moment as these two battle out over 4th and 5th. As we can see, M-Wolf has got ahead of Carts, but Carts is dropping down the order. What's happened to Carts? Carts is in the pits, that's why. That makes sense. Boo Boo, what's happened to Boo Boo? Oh, Boo Boo's in the wall! Oh my goodness, Boo Boo's hit the barrier! As they were just coming into the DRS zone, and Boo Boo is dropping down. He's down in P7 now. He was in contention for a podium spot. He was in a battle with Mark Bo, Dylan and Don't G. He's now dropping down the order like a stone. Oh, Boo Boo with a horror show there. As he's now behind Bennett. Bennett up into 6th place, and Boo Boo's got a train of cars. A. Thompson, HD Baguette, Nobby Bootneck all right behind him. Oh, that could not have gone much worse for him there. A. Thompson, we believe, can go to the end. He doesn't need to pit again on those medium tyres. Panicking Mark Bow probably needs to come in again. Dylan might just be able to go to the end on those hard tyres. So Dylan in a really good position right now where he is. He's running just ahead of Doji. Doji's definitely got to pit again. So is Danny Din. Bennett will have to pit again. He can't go to the end on those soft tyres. Boo Boo though, on those mediums, will probably have to come in again because he'll have to do 26 laps on those. And in he comes now. So Boo Boo's coming in to get his pit stop done. HD Baguette there running in 8th place, has done 16 laps on those mediums, so she'll have to come in at some point between now and the end of the race. Juice will probably have to come in again because those soft are not going to make it to the end, probably banking on another safety car as Juice, as Nobby's trying to go around the outside of Juice into turn 1, but Juice covers that off for the time being. And Morph on fresh soft still has to pit again, I'm sure. Ben Smith 4 laps on his mediums, that could be borderline. He might just be able to get them to the end, but it would be a real stretch for him. Juice is ahead of HD Baguette now in 8th place. And Mark Bow's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings as then Morph is up into P10. Dylan though trying to get something done here with Mark Bow, and Nobby's got a 3-second time penalty. Oh no, Nobby Bootneck. As you can see, Dylan here's got the run coming out of the final corner. He's got DRS here on Mark Bow. You can see that closing speed as he pulls out of slipstream now, and Dylan looking to the inside. He breezes past Mark Bow up into 2nd place. Great move there from Dylan as he gains the position. Don't G there in the background watching this unfold in front of him as Mark Bow's deep into the first corner. Gets it round though, gets it stopped and gets it back on track. Ben Smith has got a 3-second time penalty by the looks of it for multiple track limit warnings here. And Morph is on the back of Juice here, looking to the inside into turn 1, too far back. HD Baguette there ahead of Nobby Bootneck. You got Ben Smith there, and all the way back to DK Zone. You got Boo Boo on the back of DK Zone, but Boo Boo having pitted and having had that error, if you have a lap to go, he can go to the end, but he's a long way behind at this point. He's got work to do, that is for sure. As M Morph's got ahead of Juice up into 8th place. Marbo and Doji separated by just under a second at the moment. Nobby Bootneck trying to put the pressure on HD Baguette at this point. DK Zone currently hassling the back of Boo Boo at the moment as well. It's all happening here. Lap 20 of 36 for the feature race for the Dynamic Racing League here at Mexico City. Once again, great action here for the Dynamic Racing League. I haven't got as much energy as I did last week. Last week I was and a bit more sleep and a bit more coffee. This time out I've got to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning, so I can't have too much coffee, so I've had to lay off of any caffeine for the last 4 or 5 hours now, so feeling a little bit feeling a little bit dogged, but getting on with it. As we can see, M-Morph has got ahead of Juice, but Juice is trying to hang around the outside for turn 2. Still side by side, and M-Morph squeezes through. Juice is hanging in around the outside, though, get DRS for this section of the track, and he'll up the inside for the chicane. Here goes Juice once again. M-Morph leaves the space on the inside, and Juice there back down the inside into P7. Oh, but M-Morph is trying to hold it. Oh, great try from M-Morph there. I tell you what, never say die there from M-Morph, as Juice trying to hold it around the outside, can't do anything. M-Morph gets it into P7. Great stuff there from those two. Great battling. As Don't G's on the back of Ben Smith here, battling it out over 10th and 11th places. But this is absolutely brilliant from all of these drivers here. As Juice trying to get on the back of M-Morph if he can. Don't G's on the back of Ben Smith, still 3 tenths between those two. Bennett's into 4th, that's because Danny Din's in the pits. We knew that Danny had to come in at some point. He's now finally come in to get those medium tyres on, which he will comfortably be able to get to the end of. Panicky's got a 4-second lead over Dylan, but Dylan obviously can go to the end from where he is now, so Dylan in the box seat. As long as we don't have another safety car, Dylan is in a great position to win this race. Dylan will be hoping and praying we don't have another safety car in this race. As Don't G's now got around Ben Smith into turn 1. Oh, Ben, very, very aggressive. Tags the back of Don't G, and they're both into the barriers there. Don't G tags the wall. Ben is back on his way once again, but Don't G there gets it back round, pointing in the right direction again, but that's an absolute disaster for those two. More so Don't G, I mean, he was just a bystander there in Ben Smith's accident. Nothing that Don't G could do there. He loses out to DK Sona as well. Oh, disaster there. As M-Morph is on the back of A. Thompson here, as these two battled out over 5th and 6th places. Here we go, M-Morph now looking to the inside of A. Thompson. He's going to get the move done down the start-finish straight. He breezes past him there and moves himself up into P5. It's a good move there from M-Morph. Ben Smith has got a 3-second time penalty for track limit warnings, just to compound matters there after his incident with Don't G at this very corner a lap ago. Got a bit aggressive trying to come back at him into the braking zone, and unfortunately just tagged the back of him and both of them around. A. Thompson is sticking to the back of M-Morph despite losing the position on this lap. M-Morph obviously on the fresh softs. He'll need to pit again, whereas A. Thompson can go to the end, so A. Thompson's not going to be too concerned about seeing M-Morph driving off ahead of him. A. Thompson's race really is with Dylan, I would say, because Dylan, the only driver ahead of A. Thompson who doesn't have to pit again, barring any safety cars, obviously. But yeah, at the moment, Dylan and A. Thompson probably a net 1 and 2 in this race. But A. Thompson is what? He's about 10 seconds behind Dylan, but he is on the faster tyre than Dylan, obviously. So over 13 laps, it's going to be a push. I'd say it's going to be quite even. I'd say it's going to be close by the end. A. Thompson should have the pace over Dylan. Both of these two should be closing in on those guys up ahead of him. M-Morph and A. Thompson should be reeling in the drivers in front. Bennett on the soft tyres, those will start to wear off in a lap or two's time. He's done 8 laps on those so far. M-Morph has done 6 laps. He's got a bit of tyre life left in those soft tyres for now. Dylan can go to the end, as we said before, but only just on those hard tyres, and they are going to be hanging on by a thread by the time we get to the end of this race. They're probably going to be about 3 seconds a lap off with the soft pace by the end, maybe even more than that. Donji's got ahead of DK Sun up into 12th place. He's made that move there up the inside. Danny Din's got ahead of HDB. HDB gets in the pits here to make a final pit stop. She's done 22 laps on his medium tyres. Fair play. She's putting the soft tyres on, 11 laps left to go. She'll have a very quick car, but she's out of the points. She's got work to do here to get herself back into that top 10, but I know that a couple of drivers in the top 10 are still yet to pit. Juiced is one of them, and Enmorph is the other. Bennett also. But they'll be all in the same boat at the end, because they'll be putting another set of softs on, I would imagine, to go to the end on. Nonetheless, you'd think that Bennett and Enmorph will probably need to get themselves on the soft tyres either this lap or the next to make the most out of them. Panicking's into the pits here at the end of lap 25, so he's bringing it through the pits now, and we see Dylan there taking the lead of the race. Can he hold on to it to the end though? That's the question, as we can see Mark Bow in the pits and Bennett as well. So these three all boxing for soft tyres, fresh soft tyres going onto their cars. And A. Thompson, who is good to go to the end, is now in third place, but Enmorph they're staying out for at least another lap on these soft tyres. I imagine we'll be seeing Enmorph in at the end of this lap. You would think that would make the most sense for him to be in at the end of this lap. As Panicking has come out just behind Juice, but Juice has still got a pit again here in this race. And Panicking's now made the move on Juice there, so nice stuff there from him. And Panicking, he's not far off of A. Thompson, you know. He's really not far away from him, only 3.4 seconds. A. Thompson on 10 lap old medium tyres. Panicking's going to have so much pace over him at this point. Panicking's what, 12 seconds off the lead, so I don't think A. Thompson's going to have to really push if he wants to win this race. Panicking is going to have faster tyres, he's going to have a much quicker car. I think Panicking is going to close up onto A. Thompson pretty quickly here. I can't see A. Thompson. I think A. Thompson's best hope is of a podium here, because I think Panicking is going to cruise up onto him and it's going to pass him with relative ease here. We see him morph into the pits to put fresh soft tyres on. I can't see Panicking having too many problems here, and A. Thompson's in. So A. Thompson coming into the pits for fresh soft tyres, off and away he goes once again. So everybody in the top 7 is going for fresh soft tyres. All of the top 5 now on oh no, Danny Din's not on the soft tyres actually. He's a little way off with them, but Panicking, Mark Bow and Bennett all on fresh soft tyres with 10 laps left in this race. Panicking's though has got 11 seconds to the race leader Dylan, who is on worn hard tyres. I think Panicking's going to take Dylan. I can't see Dylan holding on here. 11 seconds, 9 laps, but he's on very, very worn out hard tyres, so I think Panicking is going to catch Dylan. Dylan has got to be absolutely on this in these last few laps, but I can't see him holding on here. I think that, personally, I think that Dylan, he's got to stick with the strategy now. He can't divert now, because if he pits now, he throws away the race win guaranteed. He probably throws away a podium as well. However, if he stays out, he has a chance of winning the race. He has a very outside chance of holding on ahead of Panicking. Panicking's probably going to reel him in. But the thing is, if Dylan stays out, he could potentially stay ahead of Mark Bow and Bennett and bring it home in P2. So this is about points here for Dylan. He probably knows at this point that Panicking's got the pace and is more than likely going to close in. Or is he? I mean, it's difficult to know at this stage. It's impossible to know. But Ben Smith in the meantime into the pits here at the end of lap 27. And this race just heating up as we come to the closing stages of it. As Don't G's got ahead of Danny Din up into 9th place here. And A. Thompson's now got ahead of Boo Boo up into P6, so that's a nice move there from A. Thompson up a position. Pardon me, I do apologise. Sorry about that, guys. Oh god, tummy's a bit Bennett's within a second of Marbo here, battling out over the final podium spot. He's coming out of the last corner. Bennett will get the DRS here down the start finish straight on Marbo. Can he get the move done? Here we go, rear wing open. He's not got much DRS though. Marbo saved a lot of his, so that will help Marbo. As Bennett's still got the closing speed, but Marbo just holds on into turn one, so that ERS there was absolutely crucial for Marbo, and he's barely even used any of it, to be fair. Nobby Bootneck's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings. We're seeing that come up on the screen. Bennett is using every bit of his ERS here to try and get past Marbo. Looking down the inside into the chicane, Marbo holds it around the outside, Bennett nowhere to go. HD Baguette's got ahead of Danny Din there up into P10. Bennett's still very close on the back of Marbo though, as these two continue to scrap it out here for P3 and 4. HTV get within 2/10 of Don't G just wavering around a little bit there. HTV get looking to try and capitalise if she can. Coming down this flat out section of the track into this right hand around the outside. HTV get goes, and that is a great move there. Up into 9th place, went clean around the outside, and up into 9th place she goes. Bennett there ahead of Marbo up into 3rd place. Good move there from Bennett. DRS aided there down the start finish straight. Lap 30 of 36. 6 laps left to go here in this one. Danny Din on the back of Don't G here for 10th place. They've got Ben Smith hot on their pursuit at the moment. In hot pursuit of them, should I say. On board with Ben Smith as he'll have DRS here down this part of the track. He's going to look to try and go around the outside here of Danny Din. Danny Din defends the inside line. Benson around the outside. Can he complete the move? He does it there. Ben Smith, great move there up into P11. Excellent stuff as Marbo has got a 3-second time penalty there for what I can only assume is track limits. Juiced on the back of Fubu in a moment as these two continue to fight it out for 7th and 8th places here. As Ben Smith is now breezing past Don't G there up into P10, so Ben Smith into a point playing position. A. Thompson's got ahead of M. Morph up into 5th place. M. Morph is... Oh, M. Morph's wide, and he's going to lose out positions here. Boo and Juice there up into P6 and 7. M. Morph looked like he just got a little bit out of shape there, coming through the final corner. Must have had to correct it or something. But Juice has now got the run on Boo here. Looking to the outside, Boo, no DRS. Juice breezes past him there like he's not even there. And Juice up into P6, so good move there from Juice. And Morph's... Marbo even on the back of Bennett here. Battling out over 3rd and 4th places here in this race. And DK Soames got ahead of Nubby Bootneck there down the start finish straight up into 14th place. Those two scrapping it out there. Ben Smith still on the back of HT Baguette at this point. Bennett's managed to get Marbo a little bit, almost a second now separating those two. So Bennett's got a cushion. On board with Ben Smith though in the battle for 9th and 10th with HT Baguette. Trying everything he can, throwing the kitchen sink here at this Aston Martin. As he gets DRS stuck to the inside, thinks better of sending one there, but try and distract HT Baguette in the mirrors. She's having none of it though. Not being phased, not being perturbed by that imposing sight of the black silver arrow in her rearview mirrors. But Ben's going to get the DRS here down the start finish straight, and I think he's going to get this done actually because of the DRS relatively routinely there. And Ben Smith there breezes up into 9th place there ahead of HT Baguette. HT Baguette trying to come back at him, trying to duck to the inside and distract him in the mirrors. But Ben Smith there gets that move completed. Brilliantly done there up into 9th place. And Morph on the back of Boo Boo here, battling out over 7th and 8th places. Don't G's picked up a 3-second time penalty. And Dylan, the only driver still yet to pick up a time penalty. Mark Bowes on the back of Bennett, but the gap at the front between Dylan and Panicking is now down at under 2 seconds. Dylan's hard tyres are going to be hanging by a thread at this point. Look at that, 24 laps on one set of hard tyres. The only thing that he can hope for now is that Panicking's tyres are starting to go off a little bit. Obviously Panicking would have been taking a lot of tyre life out of those softs over the last few laps, but in the space of 8 laps he's gained about, well, I would say he's probably gained about 1.5 seconds a lap over the last 8 laps or so. He now finds himself only 1.5 seconds behind Dylan. The only thing that Dylan can hope for now is that Panicking's taken a lot out of those soft tyres over these last few laps. He's been gaining so much time on Dylan, but Dylan's hard tyres are going to be hanging by a thread here, and his lead looks to possibly be slipping away here. But Panicking would deserve the race win. He was out in front before, he pitted for soft tyres, knew that was his strategy, stuck to his guns. Dylan went for an alternate route here around this Mexico City circuit. Has it paid off for him though, as Panicking 6/10 down on his personal best through the middle sector. So all those tyres starting to go off a little bit now. Dylan just needs to keep it calm. Panicking with a better run here coming out of the last corner. This could be the lead going here for Dylan. It depends on the ERS. So look at that. Panicking's, well, to be fair, Dylan's not got no ERS left, but neither has Panicking. Panicking's used up a lot of his ERS as well. Is now looking down to the inside here. Panicking's going to make the move to the inside. He's going to make this move, sticking to turn 1, and Panicking takes the lead of the race. He got that one done reasonably easy there. I thought Dylan would defend that, but he thinks better of defending it. Probably knows that selling the second place is the best he can hope for tonight. But Panicking has hunted his rival for the race win down. Switched to those soft tyres a couple of, well, 7 or 8 laps ago now it was, but he's stuck to the task resolutely, and Panicking now into P1 here in this race, ahead of Dylan. Bennett there in 3rd, is holding on ahead of Mark Bow for the time being. Boo Boo has got ahead of N Morph up into 7th place. N Morph has got a 3-second time penalty for track limits again. Actually, I'm just remembering that Panicking has got a penalty. He's got 3 seconds. Panicking has got a 3-second time penalty, plus those soft tyres are going to be starting to go off now. So if Dylan can keep himself within 3 seconds of Panicking, then Dylan will still win this race, and he's still staying right up the chuff of Panicking at the moment. So Dylan, this race is not over for Dylan. Panicking needs to get his skates on. As they come out of the last corner, the soft tyres have so much more grip, and you see how Panicking pulling away from Dylan out onto the straight, but here Dylan will have DRS again, and he'll be able to return the favour on Panicking. Panicking defending to the inside. Dylan's going to have to go around the long way, as he knows. He's going to switch back to the outside. You see there, Panicking sending Dylan around the outside, but Panicking holding the inside line and just about keeping onto that one. And here we go, the soft tyres now. Panicking's got to make these soft tyres work over these last 2 laps. He's got to try and pull out a 3-second gap. He's got to put out 1.5 seconds a lap here to Dylan. What can Panicking do here with 1 lap and 3/4 left to go here at Mexico City? What has he got left here? As Mark Bowes got ahead of Bennett up into 3rd place onto the final podium spot. But Panicking has got to drive the wheels off of that AlphaTauri in the last couple of laps of this race. Dylan just has to stay within 3 seconds, and he's got this race win in the bag. And this risky strategy of staying on the hards for 27 laps could potentially pay off. But we shall see whether or not it pays dividends here, as Dylan seems to be quicker through his part of the track. With the DRS, he seems to, it's giving him that second wind. Panicking quicker through these parts of the track. Obviously the twisty bits where the soft tyres have got so much more grip. But Dylan still clinging on to that DRS. As we see 8/10 separating him coming out onto the straight, and Dylan will have DRS, which will bring him that little bit closer. He's not going to be able to have a go at Panicking into turn 1, but it's going to keep him close, and it's going to possibly be all that Dylan needs to keep himself in striking distance here to take this win with Panicking's 3-second penalty. Obviously I've said before that you know, Panicking has got a 3-second penalty which will royally screw him over if he can't pull out that 3 seconds, but Dylan needs to be careful on this last lap as well, because if Dylan makes one little misjudgment of the white lines, and he could potentially pick up a 3-second time penalty. And then this win, which we're saying at the moment is his, could slip away from him potentially on this last lap. It's still wide open here between these two. But the tension is unreal right now as Boo Boo's on the back of Juice. Juice still has in the back of Morph. Bennett still trying to get something done with Mark Bow, but I think Mark Bow might have just seen that one out there in the battle for third spot. Bennett's got a 3-second time penalty here for track limits by the looks of it. But panicking, coming into the final few corners here. He's going to take the win on the track. He's pulled out a bit of a gap here in the middle sector to Dylan, but Dylan is going to cling on to that 3-second gap here. No, Dylan's backing off. Dylan is backing off. And he's going to give the win to Panicking. So Dylan there, very sportsmanlike, I guess if you can call it that. Settles for second place. Panicking takes the win tonight here for the feature race. Dylan second, Bennett third. Marbo comes over in fourth. A. Thompson gets Marbo on the penalties there. Fourth for A. Thompson, fifth for Marbo. Juice takes sixth. Boo Boo gets seventh on the penalties ahead of M. Morph. Ben Smith coming out of the last corner, and it's going to be ninth place in the feature race here for Ben Smith. Had a tricky race, had a few incidents, a few thrills and spills, but comes home in ninth nonetheless. HD Baguette coming out of the last corner. It's going to be P10 for her as she just comes over ahead of Doji. And yeah, final point for HD Baguette. Doji gets 11th ahead of Danny Din in 12th. DK Stone coming through the final few corners is going to finish this one in P13. He's got a couple of seconds back to Karts, who in turn has got a couple of seconds back to Noe Bootneck. Panicking though, your race winner tonight, due to Dylan waiting at the line. Obviously Dylan knew that with the gap only being 1 or 2 seconds that he would have taken the win with Panicking's penalty, but he backed off at the last corner and let Panicking take the win. So interesting stuff there. Maybe Dylan felt that Panicking didn't deserve the 3-second time penalty. Nonetheless, Panicking your race win ahead of Dylan, and that was a great battle there for the lead, which it goes the way of Panicking. And that is that then, ladies and gentlemen. A big thank you to everybody for joining us live on the stream. Thank you to all of the drivers for making such a great show here tonight. Really enjoyed commentating on the Dynamic League, one of the best leagues that I've commentated on in a long time. I want to thank everybody once again. Please drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Share this with your friends, family members and otherwise associates, and we will see you very soon. Make sure you join us on when are we doing next? On Sunday. We'll be on Sunday for the OG League, for the OG League. So yeah, we'll be live at 8:30 PM for that one. Won't be on ACC just yet for Motive on Sunday. That will be live next on Wednesday for the GT3 PS4 League. That will be live at 7 PM BST on Wednesday night for the new season of ACC and Motive. The PS5 GT2s will follow that on Sunday night, and we'll obviously have Motives F1 back on Friday. The OG Schumacher League will be live on Monday night, along with the OG League again on Wednesday. And yeah, that's the next week for you. So join us then. Thanks everybody once again. We'll see you later. Cheers everybody, and good night.